Again, commend our players' effort to battle, compete. Did a tremendous job battling in the game, getting back in the game. Played with a lot of heart, a lot of soul. We have to, giving too many. Everybody's going to point to the end, but we gave up. We had plenty of opportunities in other parts of the game all throughout. We have to play with much more consistency in what we're doing, capitalize on opportunities, and then at the end we have to play those situations in what we're doing. And we have to stay in our zones, have to stay where we got to be, force everything underneath, in front of us, not give the seams. And 23 seconds we can do that, but we got to execute better. And that's all. Hey, I got to coach them better so they can play better. I've got to coach them better so they can play better, and all those aspects. I mean, there's a lot of good in the game today. A lot of guys with heart and soul and everything else, but also some things that just little inches. They found more inches than we did, and we had some critical mistakes in the game and didn't finish drives early in the game. Had critical penalties or motions or a drop ball or something, and you get a game that we got a very good offensive football team. You can't overcome those. We have to play better. We have to do better on all three phases. Had a blocked field goal, kicked it low on that. Missed 3 field goals on the day. I dropped touchdown. Had multiple things on defense. Didn't get off the field on third down. Very poor. They were 9-13 on third down. Did a poor job there. Second half tightened up much better. Did some nice things. Caused a turnover too. It was very critical. Offense battled back and had some things, but we just got to play better as a team in all three phases, and that starts with me and it ends with me. So, questions?
Jimbo, on their last drive, as a defense, you don't want to give up an 80-yard touchdown, but you also don't want to get 22 yards up.
Exactly right. All the inside backers, the inside 3 guys should be setting inside out from hash to hash. Should have 3 guys from hash to middle of the field to hash at about 22 yards deep. There was one of them that just got a little shallow and got too shallow and didn't get where we need to get. And that's on us. We got to coach them up better to be there. And we're supposed to be there. Played an underneath deal and left a hole. And then we had the interference. Third down with man, doubled Switzer, and they wanted to go to him on that one. And if that had been good, I'd been in good shape because then they'd had to throw the Hail Mary. Unless we had a hole, I didn't see it, and I guess it was a holding. I'm sure they wouldn't have called it if it wasn't. And guy hits a 54-yard field goal. That's 2 critical mistakes, and can't win like that.
Jimbo, what was the approach on your last possession of the first half? You get the ball with about a minute and 7 seconds left.
What if you go 3 and out and they got 2 timeouts? You throw 3 incompletions and punt it from there. Where do they get the ball? Where do they get the ball? About midfield. 2 timeouts with about 40 seconds. And it's 21-7, right? If they score again, it goes 28-7. They had the ball coming out second half. Could have been 35-7. Game would have been over right there. We got out of a half. It was 21-7 right there. It's a 2-possession game. And you're backed up, and the odds of scoring with less than a minute for a 90-yard drive are about 10%. So you don't want to blow the game right there. And if you pop a run, hand it to Dalvin. If he pops a run out to the 25 or 30, then you go into no huddle. If they do that and they had 2 timeouts and we're punting, they could have put the game away right there.
Jimbo, how do you resolve, liking the effort you saw in the last couple drives to get the lead back, but then also just the missed opportunities and the mistakes? How do you?
Got to coach them. Got to coach them. Got to look for any other answers. Look at yourself. Got to coach them. I got to coach them better. They got to play better. We got to put them in there, and they got to do what they're coaching. We got to make sure they're doing what they're coached and make sure they understand everything they're doing. That's what you do. You go right back. There ain't nothing magical going to happen. There ain't nothing magic. You got to coach better and we got to play better. And there's a lot of good there, but like I say, there's just way too much bad, and we're giving too much. And look them in the eye, be honest, and it starts with me. I got to do a better job coaching.
Jimbo, y'all allowed another drive touchdown. Why has that been a problem this season?
Made mistakes. He's got to work on it. We've worked on it, said it all you want. He's got to execute. Got to go out and execute.
You mentioned there was success on third down. What do you attribute that to?
I have to look at the film and see. I have to look at if we broke coverage, or we didn't get down in man, or we got beat physically. Because until I watch the film, it'd be wrong to make that assessment.
Jimbo, you guys moved a few guys around defensively and played Kyle Myers and a couple other guys. Are you confident in the schemes that you guys are running there?
Schemes are good. I mean, yes. It's the same scheme. That's the same defense that we ran in 2013, 2014, 2015, and we played well with it last year. And it's not. I'm not blaming the kids. It's not that. We have to coach it better, play it better, and calls and schemes and where it's at. We just got to look and see what we're doing and evaluate it and play it better, and maybe it needs to be called at different times. But I mean, a play, it's all good. Just when it's called or what they have matched up against it, we have to look at that and see. I'm not going to sit here and question schemes, or I'm not questioning players. It's on coaches. It's on us. But I'll look at the film and then we'll make the judgments.
Coach, kind of lost in this, Dalvin Cook.
I'm sorry?
Kind of lost in this is Dalvin Cook had about 250 all-purpose yards.
Yeah.
Did you like the fight out you saw to him today?
Yeah, like that, all of our guys, not just him. I mean, I liked it. Our tight ends played well. Receivers, quarterback had a heck of a job. Other guys made sacks. I mean, there's a lot of guys, but Dalvin played outstanding. He's playing really good football right now, and he's being the horse he needs to be.
Jimbo, 13 penalties, 120 yards. How do you get this team more disciplined?
Relax them and coach them and teach them the right way to do things. And I think we had 3 of them on the last 2-minute drive. Snap a ball, get a late hit for, I don't know why we did that one. That was a foolish penalty. And I don't know what was it. Was there a hold? Oh, we had a motion. I mean, poise. It goes back to poise. Guys wanting, I know this sounds crazy, guys wanting to do it too bad. And there is part of that. You got to have poise, and that goes with confidence, and that goes when you've done it a couple times and your confidence grows. You don't get like that. But we overcame those on those. But we had penalties, the last, holding on the interference. That was critical. I guess it was. I can't tell if it was a penalty or not. I'm sure it was. But got to have poise, and we got to coach better and do a better job.
Jim, in the locker room afterward, do you get the feeling that the team still thinks it has something to play for this year now?
Oh, no doubt. See, that is about as asinine. Not saying that people that go in and say that the season's over. Why is the season over? See this playoff thing? Who cares? I mean, all right, if you're out of the playoff, good. Now you got pride, you got seasons, you got winning streaks, you got to be what you're going to be, what kind of team you want to be, what kind of person you want to be. There's a name on the back of your jersey. Every time you play, you represent it. There's a name on the front of your jersey. Every time you play, you represent it. That's what you play for, and you play for each other. And everything else about, what would you not want to play for? I'm playing for my teammates, and I'm playing for myself. I'm playing for the people that put me in this position to give me an opportunity to have a scholarship at this level. So there's plenty to play for, a lot to play for.
Jim, when you did come up empty with missed field goals on those first few drives, did you feel like that might come back to haunt you at that point?
No, I mean, I felt like giving up, their plays and they, not just the missed field goals. It was the motions and the things that stopped the drives, because we're moving the ball up and down the field, and you got to execute on every part of it. But had opportunities, plenty of. There's a lot of things that come back to get us. We had 3 missed field goals. We had, give up the drive. Had opportunities to score a touchdown. I mean, actually had 1 or 2 of them called back and come back and got them. I mean, it was. We overcame. But I'll say this: the resolve of the kids to continue to fight. And I know that doesn't sound like much, but they kept going back. And then we'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow and Monday. But yes, that wasn't good to miss them. That's for sure.
Does that make it even? I mean, all losses are frustrating, but you did show that resolve to come back from 21.
You have good kids, yes.
You had made that great drive at the end, and then it just gets away from you.
Yeah, we make mistakes. You got to finish. You got to do your job and do your job well, and we don't do that consistently. And we got to coach their job well.
Jimbo, Trubisky was 31 of 38 for 405 yards and 3 touchdowns. What did he do so well to confuse your defense?
What he's done all year to everybody else. He's completed 75% coming in. He's about right on pace, wasn't he? Just above it, just slightly. I mean, they got a good receivers. They get open. They have a good scheme. He's accurate. And I think you got to play those guys tighter. But the thing they do, they 7-man protect a lot, and you got to get pressure. So you got to find ways to get pressure and get him off the spot. When he did that, we made the plays, But the way they slide protect, they do a good job protecting him. They hold it for a long time. They give those guys time to get open. He's a good player. What were we? 20 of what? 20 of 32 for 372.
Jimbo, the tight ends, I know they've been coming in the receiving game, but is it something North Carolina does defensively that made them?
Well, and it complements your run game. Those are the actions and the play actions off the runs and the things we've been doing with Dalvin, so they got to respect them. So those guys have gotten better. They're developing into really good players, like I said, and being consistent. And we had a critical motion penalty there one time. We had a 3rd and 2 one time at midfield and got a motion and went to 3rd and 7 off a tight end right there too. So I mean, keeping the poise. But those guys are catching the ball, they're developing, and when we run the ball, you play action, you get your naked, you get your boots, your play actions down the field. I mean, we use everybody, trying to use everybody in there as much as we can in what we do offensively.
One more. What did you see from DeAndre's final offensive drive that you liked, things to build on?
Did a nice job keeping his poise in the game, making the calls. Got a little anxious on one of them. Tried to hit Auden right there. The first one, I said he got down there. He should have probably hit underneath, but he was trying to. But he's growing. I mean, he's making poised decisions, stayed in the game, made some really nice throws. He's learning. He makes a few mistakes on some things, but for the most part, he's growing into and understanding how to play the position of quarterback. And he gives his team a chance, and he made plays with him with his legs, made plays with his arm, and made plays with his mind. And got us in and out of the right things a lot of times. And he's doing a nice job in developing and leading us. And I'm proud of it, the way he's developing. Anybody?
Jimbo, I was going to ask real quick, can you remember a game like that where the comeback, the 21 down, you scored with 23 seconds left, the highs and lows? And
I'll have to think about it. I don't even, right now I'm not even thinking like that. Gotta move on. I learn from it. We got to correct, but we got to correct things. That's the thing about it. It's so, we got to correct things and try to get them better. All right.
Like our videos? Then you'll love being a premium member of Warchant.com with exclusive access to breaking news, insight, and analysis from the best on the beat. Enter the promo code WARCHANT30 on our sign-up page and get exclusive premium access for free for the next 30 days. Warchant.com, your ultimate Seminole sports source.